welcome back to a new vlog, or welcome if you're new to my channel. I'm Carrie Lynn. I share DIYs, budget-friendly home updates, homemaking, and chatty videos like this sometimes. If you enjoy any of that, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. But today we are diving into a very vulnerable subject. We are going to be talking about hair loss and hair regrowth, and just something I went through. I'm just going to tell you my story of going through alopecia and what I've done to get my hair to grow back, what I believe happened, and how I got it to come back. So yeah, we're gonna dive right in. It's probably gonna be a long chatty video, so grab a snack, grab a drink. If you are not into chats, then I would just recommend not watching this video because I love to talk. And I have a lot to share because this was a long process. So yeah, let's get right into it. Now, back in 2023 is actually when I noticed the hair loss, and this is going to be really weird to say, but I didn't even know how much I was balding until I happened to see a video and a screenshot of the back of my head. I was actually taking a video, or I had a video, and I was going to make a thumbnail. So what I do is I go back into my video sometimes and I'll take screenshots of the video, and that's how I make my thumbnails. So I happened to take a screenshot of me doing something, but the back side of my head, and it looked like I had taken a razor up the back of my head. It really did. It looked like I shaved my hair. And I was like, wow, that's weird. And at first I thought it was a glitch in the camera. And then of course, what do? I grab this big old mirror and I run to the bathroom, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, let me look. Sure enough, it's the, I always forget that I have this wind chime outside that like sometimes will send light around whenever the wind blows. But anyway, so I take this big mirror and I'm looking in my mirror like backwards. I start snapping photos. I'll include pictures here. Of course, I immediately text my best friend. I'm like, oh my God, like, look at this. Like, this is not how my hairlines look. Now I'm spiraling. I'm looking at old videos and new videos, and I'm comparing my hairline. I'm panicked. And I remember like in that moment of taking the screenshots, I remember like feeling up the back of my head, and like, if you feel the back of your neck right here, like where there's no hair, feel the back of your neck right there, and then feel like where your hair is. Like, you can obviously tell the difference, right? So as soon as I went up and there was like no hair there, I like freaked out. Keep in mind, I have anxiety when it comes to health related things. Like, for some reason, for me, something that triggers my anxiety is just anything health related is the best way for me to describe it. A new mole, a new spot. I could have like an eye twitch or something like that, and it would just send me over the edge. So now I am like, great. Now I start to feel like a panic attack arising. Text my sister-in-law, best friend. My sister-in-law is my best friend. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what to do. She's like, that is odd, you know, how's your diet, whatever. So we go through all this stuff. And I immediately make a doctor's appointment. Now, keep in mind, at that time, I was also having other symptoms. Now, I don't feel like it's related, so I don't want to share what those symptoms were because I don't want you to like feel those symptoms too. When you have anxiety, your body will do crazy things to you, okay? So I'm just going to kind of keep that to myself for now. But I was also having these other symptoms too. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I should go to a doctor. Something's obviously wrong. So I make an appointment, I get in, she looks at my head and she's like, yeah, this is very odd and interesting. How's your eating? How's your stress? Have you had any trauma? And at that time, I'm like, I'm stressed, clearly. But at the time, I didn't think my diet was that bad until now. Now looking back, I'm like, okay, girl, like you were being a little not good with your diet. I was trying really hard to lose weight. And it was working. I lost a lot of weight, but I was not eating well, and it obviously had side effects. So my diet was terrible. But I told her the truth. I was like, I have lost weight pretty rapidly recently. I've been working out really hard. And when I tell you I was working out hard, I'm not joking, you guys. I would walk like multiple times a day. I was reaching well over 20,000 steps. I mean, when I would work out, I'm talking like hit full body, pure, just like shaking by the time I was done, because I was determined to get fit. I like I said, it worked. I look good for that little bit of time. But no, I mean, I feel like I look good now, but I'm just saying at that time I was really trying to get my body in shape. So I tell her this. She's like, let's run blood work because something is obviously going on. Maybe you're low in a vitamin. So I get blood work ran, It took forever to come back, which sucked, but by the time we got back, we did realize that everything was average. I did have a couple of vitamins I was low in, so she did recommend that I take those supplements. I did end up having to delete a little clip sharing the individual supplements I was personally taking based off of my blood work. I'm not going to share what those were just because it is going to be specific to each individual person. And I will tell you now, I do not take anything. All of those vitamins combined, it didn't feel great taking all this stuff, but I continued to take it because I was determined to get my hair to grow back. At that point, I don't see any changes, so I did see a dermatologist. As soon as I went in with her, first thing she says is like, yeah, this is interesting. She immediately asked if I had any anybody in our family that had alopecia, which I didn't know of anybody. I don't know of anybody who's had like hair loss, you know? So I tell her that. She's like, okay, well, at that point, she diagnosed me with alopecia areata. It is basically random hair loss in patches across your scalp, and sometimes these patches can expand and grow into each other, which is why I think I had such a large patch. But it actually started off as like small patches, because as my hair grew back in, it grew back in patches, and then I would have new patches. So I'll include photos of what I mean. Like round, perfectly round hair loss that was bald like the back of my hand. Like it was the weirdest thing. And she recommended doing injections. I was like, nope, sorry, you're not putting no needle in my brain. Like I immediately said no. And the only reason why I said no right then and there, I was like, this is not going to work, was because obviously leading up to this appointment, I had already done my own research. I was snapping pictures of the back of my head, inserting them in Google search, and I did see that this was probably what I had. I was already diagnosing myself before I even went. And I had already done my research on alopecia, and I seen so many people who had tried the injections, and while it did work, some of it was temporary, some of it didn't work. It caused, I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically where you get dents in your scalp. That terrified me. I found a creator, her name was Chloe Bean. She has alopecia. Hers started off as alopecia areata, and now she has alopecia universal, which is the whole head is bald. So I trusted her because she'd been dealing with it for her whole life, and she recommended not doing the injection shots. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to skip over this and try anything else. She recommended a topical cream, and at first I was like, absolutely no. But I got desperate, so she went ahead and sent in the prescription. I think it was like 2 to 3 weeks after my appointment, and I didn't see any improvement with all the vitamins I was taking and the home remedies I was trying. I did end up trying the topical cream, and it burned my scalp. And something that was like, honestly, really silly looking back, the injection is the same treatment. It's just an injection instead of a topical cream. And it just works a little faster. So I should have just probably did the injections if I was going to do that. It made no sense to do the topical cream. But anyway, I tried it. It did not work. It burned my scalp, like I said. Well, I can't say it didn't work. Let me rephrase. I didn't try it long enough to see if it would work because it made me worried. So I then tried to continue the home remedies. I tried castor oil, and castor oil, it didn't burn my scalp by any means, but it caused like all of the underneath of my hair to be extremely oily, and then it would get on other strands, and eventually it would work its way up, and my whole head would be so oily. And when my hair gets oily, because it's thin, it separates, and it causes even more of a thinning look. And then I'm not gonna lie, I was going through it as far as confidence goes, filming videos, and this is my job. And so then I would like try to do like a slick back bun, or like sometimes I'd wear my hair like this, but my hair would be oily from these treatments I was trying, and my hair would separate like right here. And when my hair separates, you can see my scalp, but when it's oily, it like really shows, right? And I started to get comments of like how nasty my hair looked. Why don't you wash your hair? I remember this one specific comment. This girl was like, you're a beautiful girl, but you need to wash your hair. Like, obviously people don't know what you're going through. And this is just like proof of that. Like nobody knows. And like, I was scared to wash my hair too, on top of all of it, because I was scared I was going to lose even more in the shower. So I was like really upset, and it was really killing my confidence every time I posted a video and someone would point out my balding that I already know is there. Like, you think I don't see that myself? Like, it was so upsetting. And yeah, it just took a toll. And then I tried egg whites, because that was a home remedy I saw, like putting protein back into your hair and on your scalp. I tried that, and I had done hair like egg white treatments before. This girl, this is kind of a random story, but this girl I went to school with, her name was, hopefully she doesn't ever see this. But she's gorgeous, absolutely stunning, and such a sweet girl. But she used to use egg whites to scrunch her hair. And she had the most beautiful curly, it looked like, you know how girls like gel their hair, but she used egg whites, and I'm telling you right now, she had the prettiest hair I've ever seen in my life. And she told everybody, like, I use egg whites. I'm like, what? And I like would try it, and I actually tried it one time and it worked. But I started to do egg white treatments. I even use that on my face at some point because egg white is actually really good for you. Anyway, so yeah, I tried that. I tried hair savior. I tried this rosemary tea tree oil. That burned the shit out of my scalp. Oh my gosh, I would never recommend that to anybody, especially if you're sensitive to like minty anything. Y'all, I felt like my scalp was on fire. And then I feel like I panicked because I'm like, great, it's burning through my skin. It's gonna burn all my hair follicles. But that didn't work. Like I said, I can't say it didn't work. I don't know because I didn't use any of these products long enough. But I was in a spiral. So I am texting my best friend and I'm telling her like, you know, what I'm going through. And at some points I'm crying, very upset, definitely struggling with my confidence. And I remember specifically this one day, and I'm not sure word for word, but I remember her saying something along the lines of, you know, if you can't control what's happening, focus on what you can control. And if you can control like hiding it and finding ways to disguise it, focus on that. And I did. And this genuinely helped so much. And as many times as she had said that, for some reason this day, it just stuck with me. And I was like, you know what? She's right. Like, this is just who I am at this point. I'm going to own it. It is something I'm going through. I actually had announced at one point, not announced, but like told y'all that I was dealing with alopecia. And that gave me some relief, like getting it off my chest. I felt like I didn't have to hide it as much. I was like, you know what? This is just who I am and what I'm going through. And you know, it is what it is. And I know I'm not alone. So I'm just going to roll with it and just see what happens. So I had told y'all, I started focusing on what I could do to hide it. I would wear my hair like this a lot. I obviously stopped wearing it up in a messy bun because, and by the way, that was like my signature hairstyle forever. Like my whole life, I wore my hair up in a messy bun. And I never would wear it up anymore because of the bald patches. So really quick, I wanted to hop in and share something I forgot. I left out, but I feel like it's important for me to say this because as a woman, and if you're married and you have a spouse and you worry about their opinion too, I know I do. I care very much so what my husband thinks. And I want him to think that I'm beautiful. And, you know, I know he loves me for me, but I want him to be attracted to me. And so at the time of losing my hair, and I'm young, like I'm in my early 30s, like this is not what I expected in my 30s, you know? Everyone kept saying like, oh, your 30s are gonna be the best. And like, why were they such a freaking struggle for the first couple of years? Like, I feel like we're getting better. I'm getting more confident in myself, like overall, but the start to my 30s was freaking, you know, like, sorry, excuse me, but like, seriously, like that's how I felt. And, yeah, I remember like literally every other night, at least 2 to 3 times a week, I would have my husband check my head. I would like get a flashlight and I'm like, will you please look to see if there's like any hair? Cause like, it's hard for me to look in the mirror and see. I could like get as close as I could, but I couldn't tell if I was actually getting any hair back. And I remember him saying, babe, there's no hair there. Or like, sometimes I think he would lie to me because I think he was wanting me not to worry about it. But I knew there wasn't any at that time. And like I said, this happened over months. So you gotta think, my hair didn't just magically grow back. It took months sometimes for any hair to start showing. So like, yeah, it bothered me a lot. I actually came across this product. This is called Boldify. It's an enhanced hairline powder. This saved me so many times. So if I wanted to wear my hair up, because sometimes I did, and I wanted to change up my hairstyle or get it off my neck. So I would put this in my hairline to like help disguise the thinning. And then on the back, I would put like a couple like powder spots over the bald spots, and it would just help disguise it. It does not look like hair, obviously it's powder, but it does minimize the appearance of the actual bald spot, especially because I have dark hair. It was very noticeable. So this is what it looks like. It opens here at the top. This is the powder. It has a little mirror. I just have never used that. And then this is the little poof it comes with right on the bottom. And then you do that and you just pop, 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 pop right on your hair, and it works really good. So I started using that. What else did I do? Oh, at one point, the balding, like it would grow, like I said, it would fall out again, then it would like get bald all over, and I was just like, oh my gosh. And it got to the point where it was like up to here, and I thought for sure it was going to work its way up and around. So to be prepared for worst case scenario, I decided to start looking into wigs and hair toppers. I wanted to just be prepared. So if it did happen, because whenever I was losing my hair, it was happening like this. It wasn't like it was like a month time frame. It was happening like, it felt like overnight. I would wake up and there would be no hair there again. I'm like, what the heck happened? So I wanted to get ahead of the game. I ordered some wigs online. I did so much research trying to find affordable wigs because obviously I hadn't lost all my hair yet. I was just trying to get prepared and learn how to install them. And so Chloe, like I told y'all earlier, she would actually show videos on how to install wigs. I found so many girls over on TikTok. I was just down this wig install rabbit hole, and I ordered a couple of different ones. I ordered a blonde. Actually, you know what? I'll go get them. Okay. So the first thing I got was this hair topper. And this was just actually for fun, but it's bangs, but it's like a hair topper. So that way, if I needed to cover like a certain spot, I could put this and see how it like blends right into my hair. It was like perfect. And it has like the little built-in clips. So this was one I got for just in case I needed to hide like a big spot here on the top. I got that one. I also got, this was one of my favorite ones. I ended up getting this one. It is a balayage. So it has like this is like more so my natural color, and it blends in really well with my roots that are growing in. And by the way, at this time, I stopped dyeing my hair too because I thought that it was because of my hair dye at one point. Turns out it wasn't. It was alopecia, and you can't help alopecia. It just kind of happens. But this one matched my natural hairline pretty well, so I ended up getting this one. This one needs to be thinned out. It's very, very thick here on the side, so if I put it on, it does look a little bulky and big, but it was very pretty. I tried this one on, and I really liked it. And this is the one I practiced a lot because I was like, okay, this is probably the most realistic that I could pull off and even like put a ball cap on and nobody would know. So I got that. And if they're still available, I'll link them below. Now, they do have to be adjusted and plucked and all the things, so keep that in mind. They're not perfect, and they are a little scratchy. These are cheap. I just wanted to buy something that was affordable because wigs are crazy expensive. It actually makes me want to donate my hair once it gets long enough, which I don't know if I will be able to because I do dye it. But if you ever get the opportunity to donate your hair, definitely do it because I think it could help so many people. But this is the next one I ended up getting. This is my burgundy fun hair. This one actually is much softer than the other one. I feel like I got this one off of Amazon, but this one might have been off of TikTok. I can't remember exactly. But it's been so long. But this one also has a pretty decent hairline. This one looks really pretty on too. Now, the hardest part I had with installing these was like the lace at the front. Like I couldn't figure out how to get it to lay down, but I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I'll wear a ball cap if I have to. So this one was really, really pretty. And then I ordered this other one. I never ended up wearing this one or trying it on actually because I didn't care for the color, but I didn't want to get rid of it because I felt like I could probably play around with it or possibly even dye it because it does say, I think on one of these that I could dye it. I want to say it's that one. And I'm going to get to the point of ordering wigs in a second, I promise. But this is the other one. So it's a little darker, not as dark or not as blonde as the balayage, but this one has more of a like a copper, not copper. What is this blonde? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. This one reminds me kind of skunky a little bit on me. I didn't like this one. I was like, okay, I'll dye it if I need to. But anyway, the whole point of the whole wig situation was to give myself some confidence in learning how to go ahead and install them. So when it came down to it, I knew how to do it, and it wasn't like one of those things that I had to figure out. And now I have like visible bald spots on top too. And now I don't know how to install a wig, and now I just look crazy. So I wanted to start practicing, and I did. And I actually got pretty decent at it at that time. And I was trying them on here at home by myself. And when I realized that the wigs were not as bad as I had thought they were going to look, for some reason, it gave me some level of relief. Having these in the cabinet was confidence. That's the best way I can describe it. It was confidence. So if it came down to it and I needed it, I had it. Highly, highly recommend doing that. Sorry, I don't mean to like keep getting emotional, but it was just like, ugh. You don't realize until you're going through it. And I actually, you know what's interesting is I remember before all this happened, like years ago or just throughout the years, I've seen videos of women going, excuse me, going through like chemo treatment or, you know, having alopecia and like shaving their head. And I always thought to myself, like, how incredibly brave, right? Like how emotional and brave, because when you are a woman, I don't care what anybody says, your hair is important to you. You do kind of put that at some degree of like feeling confident and beautiful in yourself. And I've always just felt so, I don't know, like attached to my hair in a weird way. Like I kind of, it's hard to explain, but if you're a woman, you know what I'm saying? Like your hair is important to you. Sometimes you don't realize how important until you start losing it or going through a situation where you have to cut it off or shave your head. Like it can be very, very emotional. And yeah, it was tough. So having these as a backup made me feel a lot better. And with better diet, lowering my stress, I stopped taking all the vitamins, by the way. I don't take anything right now. I can't. I feel like it makes me feel sick. So I just focus on like a good, healthy, balanced diet. I eat fish, chicken, steak. I try to eat really high protein. Do I like splurge every now and then? Sure. But I try overall to eat a pretty decent diet. I drink water, a lot of water. Like I said, I have my days where I'm not just drinking water, but you get my point. Exercise, stress, and slowly but surely, my hair started to grow back in. And I think with a high protein diet, specifically when I went through and I did the carnivore for a little bit, that was when I noticed a significant amount of hair growth. That like all of a sudden it felt like over a month, 2 month time frame, I had all new hair growth coming in because I had a high protein diet. So I swear that what helped me was high protein, lowering my stress. And yeah, here we are. I have all my hair back. I have one, I'll show you guys because at this point we're friends. I do have like one spot that has been a little bit slower growing back in, but it's growing in, and I'm just so grateful. This was actually the spot, I'll include a picture here, that was bald the whole time. Like there was other areas that would grow in and then it would fall out again, but this one spot in particular, no hair would ever grow. So it finally grew in. I'm gonna try to show you, but I can't always see what I'm showing you, so bear with me. Okay. So now when I put my hair up, you can see I have all my hair is back. You can see it matches my other hairline. I don't know what this looks like right now. So that's that. And then as I comb it through, you can see the other day I blow dried my hair because I was trying to show tips on how to get your hair to grow. Something I stopped doing was going to bed with my hair wet. I used to go to bed with my hair wet all the time because I usually work out at night. Then I'd get in a shower, wash my hair, and I'd go to bed head soaking wet. I know that's terrible, but I stopped doing that. I started to blow dry it before I went to bed, at least at the root. So I was blow drying my hair like 2 nights ago, and I took a video to show you guys like my new hair. So I'll include that if I can. And then So yeah, Pantene's what I use, Pantene Volume. I don't go to bed with wet hair anymore. I've always done this, but I use a wet brush to brush my hair. And what I do is I hold my hair when I'm brushing it, and I brush down here first. This is how I do it because I'm super tender-headed, and I just slowly work my way up to brush my hair. And then if it's wet, I do not brush it. I do not brush my hair when it's wet unless I absolutely have to. I also discovered this like thing. So like where you sling your head back and forth if your hair is like soaking wet, and for some reason it helps, especially because my hair is so long. So as soon as I get out of the shower, I dry it with a towel. I take my head like this and I fling my head forward, fling it back, and then fling it, forward again. Still have not brushed it. And then I feel like my hair kind of like straightens itself out. Then I take a blow dryer, blow dry at least the roots really good before I go to bed. I don't sometimes even brush my hair before I go to bed. And then the next day I wake up and I brush it. So I do that. I do put heat on my hair. I have done that for a long time. That was one of the easiest ways for me to disguise my thinning hair, was through curling it. So I still put heat on my hair. I just use like a lower heat. I don't use any hair product on my hair though. Like I don't use like a heat protectant. I would recommend a heat protectant if you can, but because I have naturally oily hair, any type of anything spray weighs it down so much, and then it's just it doesn't hold a curl. So it's better if I just don't put anything in it until after I curl it. I will use a little bit of texture spray occasionally if I'm going somewhere, but because I'm at home like today, I curled it this morning and I didn't put nothing in it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think. Oh, something else. I try really hard not to wear my hair in anything super tight anymore. Like I used to like wear my hair like in a slick bun a lot, really, really tight. I slick it back using, like one of those like little small bristle combs, but the actual bun itself is not tight. It's actually really loose. Like I could actually move my hair around and it doesn't feel tight. It doesn't give me a headache. It's just this part I slick down so it looks like it's tight, but it's not. And that's about it. I actually use a lot of clips. Clips for me work really well other than hair ties. If I'm gonna wear my hair up, a lot of times I'll do this. I'll take it and I do like twist. So I twist it up and I go up. Hold on, I'll show you. I go up, I take the clip like this, and then I fold it down. And that's how I do my hair in a clip. And then I always like pull these pieces down, which I fix this if I need to. Just tuck. And this keeps it out of my face, but it's loose, it's not like pulling any of my hair strands out. So I think that's also helped a lot. My hair's gotten so long. Just to kind of give you an idea. So it's like way down here. So that is the story on losing my hair, slowly but surely growing it back. And the thing is, with alopecia, it doesn't just go away. It could be triggered at any point in time. It's really just figuring out what your triggers are and trying to avoid those. But a few interesting things I wanted to mention. First of all, back whenever I initially shared with you guys that I was dealing with alopecia, so many of you recommended so many amazing things. I'll actually have that video linked down below. There was amazing comments, and I'm sure you guys will leave comments here too, which I really appreciate your support. But a few things, illnesses can sometimes trigger it, and something I read, and I had never heard of this before until I was researching at 2 o'clock in the morning, trying to figure it out. Trauma, like actual physical trauma, can cause alopecia too. So like if you get whiplash from a car accident or get hit in the head really hard, it can actually trigger alopecia too. So I thought that was kind of interesting because I did have an accident before all this started. So I don't know if like that could have been like the start of it, the stress of having a totaled car now and having to find a new vehicle, weight loss on top of all the other life stressors. I don't know. I could sit here all day and try to speculate what actually caused it. But all I do know is that I just worked on slow little changes to try to do like a process of elimination and work on everything to see if I could figure it out. And the combination has seemed to help. So yeah, my biggest advice to you is just focus on what you can control, and not worry about the rest. The rest, it'll get better. It just takes time. Be patient with yourself. Give yourself some grace. Get some wigs or toppers if you need to make you feel a little bit more confident. Get some hairline powder. I'll have that product linked down below if you're interested. And yeah, find a good support system too. I mean, I would not have been able to go through this without my best friend and my husband. I mean, they both were so encouraging and supportive any way that they could be. So I was really thankful for that. And y'all too. I mean, when I shared my video initially and so many of you commented that you were going through the same thing or gave me advice, like it truly means the world to me to have so much support around the world. It really does. I can't thank you guys enough for that. So yeah, thank you for listening. I will actually talk to you guys soon, and in an upcoming video, I hope to have a like decorating video coming up soon. You'll see me kind of like play around here in the living room. You can see it behind me a little bit, a little sneak peek, but it'll be a fun like styling video if you want to check that out. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I'm gonna stop talking now. Bye.